What's good, everybody? Welcome to Life on Beagle Road. I've got my coffee and it's time to get some work done. Check out my coffee mug. Yeah, Homesteaders of America. The Homesteaders of America conference is in October. I think it's the 11th and 12th, and I am looking forward to being there. Should be a great time. I started working on this yesterday. I didn't film that mainly because, I forgot to bring the camera out, and that's how things go. But I'm going to show you real quick what it is that I did so far. The very first thing we did was some site prep. So I cleared out the area where the run is going to go, and I started putting in some pavers. We leveled the pavers with sand, made sure that they were all level. That way when the posts sit on them, they're not kind of teeter-tottering at all. They're going to stay level. This little guy keeps bumping the tripod. You got to wait your turn. All right, it's not all about you, cat. The posts aren't in the ground right now. They are just standing on top of some cinders. I had this set up at the top of the hill, and it lasted for a really long time with no issues, so I want to continue that. I didn't want to put them in the ground, mainly because I just don't feel like digging holes, and I don't know that it really needs to be in the ground anyway. Around the perimeter, we're going to have to add a predator deterrent and some dirt, and then probably some rocks out around that. I used a string to make sure that everything would be in a straight line, and once I had all that set up, I started getting the frame in. This is basically going to be 3 8x10 boxes, 6 feet on one side, 8 feet on the other side. The first 8x10 box will have a roof on it, and then the others will just have some predator netting on the top. To secure the beams to the post, I just used some joist hangers. They actually work pretty well. That's overkill, you don't need to do that. I did it simply because I had them. When we built our deck, I bought way too much stuff to put that up, so I had all this stuff extra, and if I don't use it here, it'll just lie around. That stuff's been in my shop for, I want to say like 2-3 years, 2 years, I don't know, however long we've had that deck. Way too long, way too long. Get out of here. This damn cat keeps hitting the tripod. I haven't secured these top beams yet, but I wanted to at least give you an idea of what it was going to look like before I started working on it. Right now, they're just sitting inside the joist hangers, and they're staying up fairly well. I'm a little off square, so I got to fix that before I continue on, but we're pretty good. Courtney wanted to make the back end only 4 feet tall, and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I think you're going to want to get back in there and not have to duck underneath anything. So I don't think we're going to stop at 4 feet. I think I'm going to make it a full 6 feet. I'm not going to go to 8 feet. That's just a little too much. Plus, I'm already 6 feet tall on this side here. So we'll just keep it 6 and 6. That allows her to still walk underneath and not have any issues. I'm thinking that we don't go down to 4 feet and just keep it at 6 feet.
Why?
Because, there's going to be times when you're going to want to walk in there. Like, you got to go plant that fodder box. That fodder box is going to go into the back corner. Like, you're not going to want to be hunching over, right?
I could make the kids do it.
Yeah, I just think it's a wiser idea to keep it at 6. We have the materials, so it doesn't make sense to drop it down to 4.
Okay.
You all right with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Can we add a big branch for them to roost on?
Yeah.
Can we find a nice
Can we
one?
get this thing built before
And a swing?
Can we get this thing built? No branches and swings right now. Finish building.
Okay.
Seriously, we're gonna start working on branches and swings? I haven't even got this thing done yet. She's talking about branches and swings. The center posts, I'm gonna keep it 8 feet tall, so that way when we put the netting in, there's kind of like a canopy for the netting to sit on. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, it's time to get started. I'm gonna go up and get my tool belt.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to figure out which pocket my screws are in. Can you get us coffee? just gonna put a screw in this one
Okay.
so it doesn't fall out, but we can take the screw out later. You know what I mean? Take the mallet at the bottom of that. Gotta remember where you put your tools, dude. I never forget.
Not level at all.
I know it's
Okay. Checking.
Ow! Thorns!
Watch what you're doing, honey.
Well, we're a man down. Apparently Courtney hit her finger while holding a screw and now it's bleeding. I don't know. That's a first for me. Actually, that's not really a first for me. I'm lying. I think I've actually screwed through my thumb, drilled through my hand a couple times, whatever. Hey, safety first, people. Be careful. It's just me now, and I'm gonna try and get this done. I've been going inside my garage to actually cut these 6-foot beams. It's a whole lot easier to cut on my chop saw because it can cut the whole way through that 4-inch or really 3.5-inch post. If I use my circular saw, it's just, I gotta do 2 cuts and I don't really feel like doing 2 cuts. So I mean, if I'm gonna spend the time to do 2 cuts, I can spend the time walking up and down the hill. I'm not sure if that makes me lazy, but at least my cuts are accurate. Frame is all up, folks. Can you believe it, folks? I finally got the entire frame up. What I'm gonna end up spending time doing next is making sure I didn't miss any screws. Make sure I get them all in. I don't really want to be short. Then I'm gonna go back through and I gotta square up all of the corners, which is gonna take a while. If you can see, there's a lot of shiftiness in it right now. So we're gonna take all the shiftiness out and get everything nice and square. Not that it needs to be square since it's not really holding up walls or anything. There are some spots that are lower than others, so I have to raise those up a bit. I'm gonna figure out how to do that next. But for the most part, I'm feeling pretty good. This is legit. I'm gonna start bracing all of the corners. I've got scrap wood that I've just sort of been collecting over the years. It's all pressure treated. Project after project after project, I collect, you know, the extra pieces that I might need. Luckily, I buy too much because now I need about 50 of these, and I wasn't sure I was gonna have enough wood, but it looks like I'm gonna be okay. I cut up a bunch in the shop so that way I could get going. Just kind of flip the piece over, keep cutting, keep cutting. I've got probably about, I don't know, 12 cut, and I'm gonna definitely need more, but I can at least get started and try to brace this sucker up. I'm gonna start with the upper sections. You can see I put one in already, and that braces it going this way. Now I wanna brace these so I can get this wobble out. As soon as I get these in, that wobble should be gone. Should be gone. If you can't tell, I've been at this for pretty much all day. I'm getting sweaty. I sort of forgot to eat lunch, which was stupid. I don't even know if I ate breakfast. In a little bit, I gotta go in and cook dinner. So I'm probably gonna cook dinner for about 12 people because I'm gonna be eating 8 of those dinners. Kenny, come on, buddy. You need to eat. Whenever you do something like this, you definitely gotta pre-drill because otherwise I'm gonna split the wood. So I just kind of put it up there so I have something to push against. And then when I got a good hole started, I can come back and just go right through. All right, if you look here, I have a hole here and a hole here. Now I started there, that was a mistake. I try to stagger my holes. That way they're not in the same grain of wood. If I put one here and one here, it's gonna split. So I've got one there and one there, they're kind of offset. That's the way to do it. I'm using 2.5-inch deck screws to screw these in. I have to be careful because the one that goes in this way, I was going straight through and it's poking through the other side. That's when I had it like that. I need to kind of put it in like that, I think. I don't know, we'll see. It's a little easier if you put it in the wood to start it, you know, because I'm only one person. And I have to shift this into square while pushing the screw in and holding the piece and holding the drill. Goes a lot better when you have a partner. Courtney disappeared again. The bit for these stinks. It's actually really terrible. I don't normally buy like the cheap version, but I needed so many, I didn't want to pay the extra money. Now I'm kind of wishing I did because it keeps hopping out and tearing up the screws themselves, which is never any good. I might need to go see if I have an old bit from a good set of screws. I think I do somewhere. This one's really off. I'm gonna try and do the bottom one here, see if I can't shimmy that where it's supposed to be, and then maybe be able to make that one a little bit better. 'Cause it's off probably a little over 1/4 inch, maybe like 5/8. Wait, that's more than 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8. Using my head as a third hand. You can already see that it's already got some of the shake out of it, which is pretty good. I found a better bit. So I've got nearly all of them done, you can see. I just need to do these in the back corner or the next brace over. And then I need to decide if I'm gonna put any more across here or not. The only real section I'm worried about with those is just where the roof is. And honestly, those are probably a waste of time, since there's gonna be a beam across here and then rafters, which will keep that all pretty square. At least for now, they're there and they'll keep it in square until I get to that point of the project. Looks like I need 9 more if I do all those. So I'm gonna go see if I have enough wood, and if I do, I might as well do them tonight. But then I'm calling it a day. Oh, I'll probably do that middle post too, just so it doesn't move. That middle post really is just to hold up the black netting. It really serves no other purpose. And now that I'm looking, it moved off the block. One of the things I'm really excited about is, as I was doing it, it was actually really square by the time I was done putting those last pieces in. I barely had to do anything in order to get them to fit the way I wanted them to fit. I don't know that it's perfectly square, and honestly, it probably isn't, but it's as close as it's gonna get for what I need it to be. Whew, I'm beat, man. Oh my goodness. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna go cut those pieces. I think I have enough to finish all the tops. I don't have enough to do the bottoms, but that's gonna wait for another day. Huh, that's heavy. I've been using this Black & Decker drill. I have no clue. This thing's garbage. This is actually Robbie's. I have no clue why I'm using this. We need to switch. I need my DeWalt. That's better. Let me rephrase. That Black & Decker's not garbage. It just doesn't have high speed like this one does. So it just doesn't drill as well. I mean, for Robbie, it's perfectly fine, since he doesn't drill at all, but he had to have that drill. Robbie, that's why you got the cheap one. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You need to let me film this, okay? Stop climbing the tripod. Well, that's it, folks. Everything's all done for the day. We'll come back out tomorrow, start some new stuff, and start wrapping it up. Because then I got to get over to the coop, put the new walls on, and among many other things, and get everything situated. I hope you had a good time watching me put this together. I'm not really sure how it's gonna go when I edit this. Hopefully you enjoyed it and it was a good time. All I know is it's a lot of video to fast forward through. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell for notifications. See you on the next one, folks.